Good morning everyone and welcome back to Jo's Healthy Cupboard. I hope you're all well today. Today is Monday and it is my first day of solo parenting with baby Ivy Rose because my husband has gone back to work. So today I thought I would do a video that kind of covers two things because I've been getting so many questions about recovery from a C-section, but I also wanted to talk about the mountain buggy, which is right here, that I have been using for the past 3 weeks for walking. I haven't yet used it for running, so I'm only going to talk about it for walking. So I'm going to just do a little kind of like recovery type where I am, and then I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the buggy. If Miss Ivy Rose will stay asleep, she's actually in here just now, so we'll probably wake up hearing my voice. So just please excuse the fact my hair has not been brushed this morning and I am slightly distracted by baby and pram. Today I am 3 weeks and 4 days since my cesarean section and I honestly feel fantastic physically. Mentally a little bit anxious, obviously my first day on my own, but physically I feel really good. I have felt really good. You know, obviously there's been the recovery which is to be expected and a bit of discomfort and all of those things, but apart from that I feel like this cesarean section has been so different from my first, which I mentioned in my previous video where I talked a bit about it, having a positive cesarean section. So I was in hospital for 3 days after I gave birth to baby Ivy Rose. They actually said to me I could go home after 2, so I had her at 3 AM on the 27th, and then I was in that night and then the following night, and then they said I could go home, but I stayed for one more night. So in total I was there for 3 nights, in contrast to 6 with my previous one. As soon as 5 or 6 hours after your operation, they kind of get you up, and I can't remember actually now, I'm totally getting confused. They take your catheter out and they get you to go to the toilet. So that's probably the hardest part of the recovery, not getting the catheter out because you don't really feel that, but just that first time you stand up and walk to the toilet is probably the hardest thing about it. Well, for me anyway, because there's the fear and there's also the kind of slight, you know, you're obviously very slow and things like that. No pain. I was obviously on painkillers. I took them for 10 days, diclofenac and paracetamol, and then I stopped taking them. Haven't taken a painkiller since then. So my scar healed really well. You could barely see it, and I didn't have a fear of getting the kind of plaster off, which is on for 7 days in total, because I knew it wasn't painful last time, so that was all fine, and I've healed up really well. And I think by day 5, well, on the 4th day, when the day we got out of hospital was New Year's Eve, and we actually went into town and went to Marks and Spencer's and got some food, which I think is insane because I would never have managed that first time round. So please don't feel like because my recovery was so quick that you should feel the same, but I do want to share it because I feel like there's a lot of people that have fear around it and fear around having a planned cesarean section, and it's just basically to give people hope that, you know, the recovery doesn't necessarily, it's not always going to take ages and you're not always going to feel terrible. Obviously last time I did feel really a lot worse and it took me a lot longer to recover. I was very anemic. There's no way I would have been walking anywhere after 6 days. So to be, you know, going to the shops on day 4 seems insane. And then I think on day 5 or 6 we went to the park. I didn't obviously do much other than going to the coffee shop, and I walked around the park once, which is probably about, I don't know, or maybe that was day 7. It was either day 5 or day 7, but my memory is not 100%, so yeah, actually I think it was maybe day 7. We went to the park and I walked around the park once, which is maybe a quarter of a mile. That felt okay. I knew that was enough. There was no way I could do more than that. I felt really glad that, you know, I had recovered enough to do that. Oh, she's waking up. As I said, I'm now on 3 weeks and 4 days post-section. Last week I went for a 2-mile walk twice. And today I'm planning on doing maybe a 2 or 3 mile walk. So I'm taking it slowly, but I am trying to be active-ish and I feel good, and I know I won't push myself, but the goal for me is to get back to running after my 6 week check, postpartum check, and then I really have a big goal for this year, which is to run another marathon at the end of the year. So again, my recovery is not going to be the same or similar. I'm not suggesting anyone else do that. Obviously, I was running a marathon not long before I fell pregnant. That is a little update on my recovery. You know, if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them, because I really don't like the idea of people having so much fear around, you know, feeling terrible or not being able to do anything. For me, this experience was just so different to the last time, and I couldn't really compare them. And I know that everyone's different, so sometimes maybe you will not feel anything like this, and as I said, don't feel like you should, because everyone's different. So now I'm going to quickly do a little chat about the mountain buggy, and I'll show you it as well. So I got a mountain buggy. I knew I wanted a running buggy. It was like my one big purchase I was confident making before. I did an unboxing of the mountain buggy when I first got it, but I knew I wanted a good solid running buggy that was designed for running and outdoors and also could be urban, so I didn't have to buy two, because to be honest, I just think that is, you know, going to take up a lot of space and cost a lot of money. So if you can get it all rolled into one, that's what my goal was, and that's what we got. So I am absolutely loving this buggy. I'm going to go through, it's very honest, the pros and cons, and then I will show you what it looks like as well. We got the mountain buggy terrain, which is probably the most outdoorsy type of mountain buggy you can get. You get some more like towny type, not for off-road buggies as well, but this one seemed to do everything. And the pros of it are that it is super duper light. It is really light, it's so easy to walk with. It also was easy to assemble. Okay, my brain's not very good at doing these things, as you'll see from my video, but yeah, it was easy to assemble, easy to put up. It's very easy to collapse and put in the boot. It's just a one-hand move. It's got like a little button on it, and it is really easy. Last time I had a Bugaboo, and it was a colossal thing. We actually ended up getting rid of it after not that long, because it was just a big, far too big, heavy, and not that practical. I absolutely love it. It's also got an adjustable handle, so you can move the handle up and down, which is great because my son likes to push it as well. He's 6, so he needs it really low down. And it also has a brake, which I know will be amazing for running. Absolutely love that. And it has 2 sets of wheels. So at the moment we've just got the town urban wheels on it. I haven't tried the running wheels yet, they're much bigger. I love the colour. It's yellow and grey, and I just love yellow. It's like one of my favourite colours. And it has a large basket underneath, which is also awesome, because you can go to the shops and saves you if you forget your plastic bag. You can actually just put everything in underneath, so that's really good. And then the cons, there's a few little things about it. So it doesn't come with a plastic rain cover, which is kind of ironic considering it's like meant to be an outdoors buggy. So you have to buy that separately. I got one on eBay, and the other thing is you have to buy one for each phase. So one for when it's in the pram stage, and one when it's kind of when the baby's sitting upright sort of section, you know, where they're actually sitting facing outwards or facing you. And that's another thing, it can face outwards or facing you, so that's a positive. It's got cup holders, which I could say are positive and negative. They're great for water, putting like my water bottle in there, perfect for that. And again, that'll be fantastic for running. Negatives, you couldn't put a coffee cup in there, it would literally slosh and spill everywhere. So those are really the only negatives. And also the hood and the kind of cover bit, which I'll show you. This is the bit that you put on top of the pram. It doesn't have anything to fix it down, and so it flaps up a lot, and that is very annoying. Like, that's probably the most annoying feature it has, and that is something that I would recommend. Mountain buggy, sort yourself out. Everything else about it is, I would say, positive. So the only other negative thing is the hood. It is a little bit, I'd say, flimsy as well. Sorry, she's just making noises, she's not actually awake. There's a baby in it, so she's modelling it for me. So this is the brake. This is what I'm saying will be fantastic for running, because obviously you can slow yourself down. And these are the handlebars can come up, so you just push this button in and pull it up. I can't do it with one hand. And then these are the cup holders, which again I think are great for water, but obviously they're soft, so not for coffee. The hood here, what I mean by it being a little bit is that if you kind of tug it, it comes away there, so it doesn't really have something to stick it down with. But it's fine, like the hood is not like an issue. Big basket underneath, it's got pockets here, and it's huge, it's got a zip on it. So you can see this bit goes over the top, and this is the plastic rain cover, which you don't really need to see, but that's the one I bought on eBay. And then these are the town wheels, the urban wheels, which are fantastic, really springy, it's got great suspension, and obviously I'll do another review update once I've tried it for running. And this is the brake, which again is just super easy to use, you pop it down like that. It's really lightweight, so I think that's really all. This, which goes on here, as you can see. There are these little bits here, which I haven't figured out how you put them on, but I've just been putting them around the little metal bit. But what happens when you're walking and it's windy is that, because there's nothing to hold it down, so that is the only, I mean, it's not a brake deal, it's just a bit irritating, so baby loves it and I love it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoy my videos, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little alarm button so that you get updates as well. I hope you enjoyed my video and my update on my recovery and the pram, and I will see you all very soon.